You want to see my game room? Come. What's up guys? As you can tell by the title of the video, we are finally doing a gaming room tour and an in-depth look at my collection. Now I am in a limited amount of space, so I can't put everything on display like my Buster Sword, but we are looking to buy a house in the near future, so look out for that because I will be creating my dream gaming room. Now this video is going to be very long, so I'm going to be putting timestamps and you could just start wherever you want to. So without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, so let's begin with my gaming chair. I got this in early 2021 and it's made out of breathable material. For me, this is a must because if I sit down for a long period of time, I'll just start sweating for no reason. The downside about this is that I have cats and they love to pick at the material. So the threads are coming out and the arms are starting to fall apart as well. So it's pretty disappointing and I'm looking into upgrading in the new year. Now we're gonna spin on over to my desk, and this is where I do all my work, whether it's my actual job or for my YouTube content creation. I have my Yeti mic over here on the bottom left corner and it's sitting on an arm, so I can easily pull it out and put it away. Over here is just sticky notes and headphones. This is my work laptop. And then we get on over to a small collection of DBZ stuff. Then we're going to pan on over to my Mario side of things, and that cart right there is for the Mario Kart Live Circuit, which is a lot of fun. This right here is my personal laptop. It's an HP, and again, this is where I do all my YouTube editing and whatnot, and I have no complaints about it so far. Over here is just some cleaning products that I have and the wire for my Yeti mic. Now all along this wall I have art from Comic-Con. You know, I love going to Comic-Con. I love supporting the artists. It's always a good time. These two right here are from Princess Mononoke, probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Then we move on down to Lucina from Fire Emblem Awakening. Then of course we got a DBZ scroll. It is my favorite anime and my favorite character is Vegeta. We got Queen Tifa. And just below that we have Cloud. Ah yes, so now let's get into my collection. So we're gonna start off with Kingdom Hearts. This right here, these two pendants, these two pins come from the collector's edition of the game. I think it was Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts, I want to say 2.5. Then this here is just the deluxe edition for Kingdom Hearts 3. And we got two mangas over here. I got these again at Comic-Con. Again, I love going to Comic-Con. I just splurge at Comic-Con every time I go. Then we have Roxas over here, holding the Oblivion Keyblade and the Oath Keeper. I really want to get a Sora one, but I don't know, I just haven't gotten one yet. This is the steel bookcase for Kingdom Hearts 3. As you'll see throughout the whole video, I have a ton of steel bookcases. I just love steel bookcases. They look really awesome and they're just nice to display. Then over here is the art book for, I believe it's Kingdom Hearts 2.5. Yeah. just show you a few pages, guys. I love collecting art books. I love collecting collector's edition. Like, I'm a junkie for this kind of stuff. Yeah, this was a pretty decent art book. Then, of course, another steel bookcase. I think this might be my favorite steel bookcase that I have. It's perfect. I don't see anything wrong with this. Yeah, this is for 2.5. It's funny that, you know, in 2.5 you got 1.5 and 2.5. I thought that was a little odd, but whatever. It is what it is. So on the left you have the, you know, the art of, I think it was, yeah, that was the art for 1.5, and on the right is for 2.5. If you guys don't know Kingdom Hearts, you guys are probably lost right now. It's an awesome series. You should definitely look into it if you haven't played it. I remember playing Kingdom Hearts at my friend's place. It was the first time ever, and he was not into that game at all. We were stuck on Destiny Island, and it was only years later that I remembered Kingdom Hearts even existed. And I bought it, I played it. I was probably what, maybe 12 or 13, something around there. And yeah, I just fell in love with it. Then I bought, you know, Kingdom Hearts 2. And that's by far my favorite Kingdom Hearts. Like, it's the best. It's flawless in my opinion. But back to this video. Yeah, we got some more art. You'll see I have a ton of art books. I got a ton of steel bookcases. And yeah, that was Sora before they actually came up with the final the final asset, the final look for him. And I'm glad the way Sora is now, because that tail and that lion, whatever that is, I don't dig it. But it's cool just to see where it started off. And I only realized after editing the video that there's an art book for the Kingdom Hearts 3 Deluxe Edition, so I'm just gonna throw that in right now. Moving on to my Final Fantasy 13 collection. Now, I may get some hate for this, but I love the 13 series, to be honest. It's not perfect, right? There's definitely a lot of problems with it, but I love this series, so much so that I got the collector's edition for the second and third one in the trilogy. And Final Fantasy 13 was actually the first Final Fantasy game that I decided to play on my own. What I mean by that is no one introduced me to Final Fantasy 13. I went out myself, I bought the game. I can't remember how old I was, probably like early teens. Yeah, so this is 13-2 and the art book. Again, I think the 13 series, you can fight me on this, but I think most people will agree that in the 13 series, every soundtrack is a banger. It's probably the best in the Final Fantasy series. Actually, it is the best in the Final Fantasy series. I'm saying it now. Hold me to it. And of course here, yeah, 4 discs of the soundtrack of Final Fantasy 13 Part 2, or Final Fantasy 13-2. Yeah, this was a very nice collector's edition. Glad I got this. Then Lightning's Return. Again, it's a collector's edition, and I do have some problems with the game, but overall I enjoyed my time with it. You know, Lightning's beautiful. Look at that art, man. It's crazy. And it comes with another art book, and this is a very meaty art book, like a very meaty art book. I love how Square Enix handles their art books. Just, it's beautiful. Yeah, some of the places you visit in Lightning's Return. some of the I think they call the garbs, the clothes in Lightning's Return. And yeah, it's a beautiful game. Definitely not flawless. There are a bunch of flaws, but you know, I love the 13 series for what it is. And never gonna use this, but it's cool to have. It's a pocket watch, and of course, when you open it up, it's a watch, but it's dead because, you know, I've had this for I don't know how long now. Yeah, and then just on the back, it's another clock. If you played the game, you know that time is of the essence, you know. So yeah, the pocket watch makes sense. For those who didn't play, you're probably like, why the hell does he have a pocket watch in this collector's edition? This right here are my two amiibos. Over here we have Alm, and in the back we have Celica, and they're both from Fire Emblem Echoes. Now we're moving on to Final Fantasy Type 0. This is a great game. If you guys haven't played it, you should definitely check it out. I had a lot of fun with it, so much so that I platinumed it. And obviously this is Ace's cards. And in it, it also comes with a manga. I think it was the opening scenes, if I remember. It's been so long since I read this, I really can't remember. But it's awesome. Yeah, have a manga right there. And the steel bookcase yet again. This is a beautiful steel bookcase. I love the coloring. I love the details on it. And yeah, got the game itself and I think it was a soundtrack, right? No, it was a soundtrack. Great steel bookcase. And this right here is just what everything came in, you know. Nothing to really look at. And this is the art book. Again, like I said, Square Enix knows how to make an art book. These art books are so meaty, they're so beautiful. I just can't get enough of this kind of stuff. And Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 Collector's Edition. This is my first Final Fantasy game I ever played back on a PS2, and it's my favorite. It's nostalgic for me. It's a beautiful game. Again, highly recommend playing this if you haven't already. 10 is, in my opinion, better than 10-2, and I think most people can agree with that. But 10-2 does have some things going for it. Yeah, all the different outfits and basically classes, right? Or jobs, I should say. Yeah, just the games. Yeah, beautiful collector's edition. Really happy with this. It also came with posters, or not posters, let's say artwork. And I think I'm gonna show you that, guys, in a couple of seconds. Yeah, over here. You got Titus and Yuna, Titus and Yuna, of course, and the most famous scene, Final Fantasy X, Titus and Yuna. Alright, so now we're moving on to the Tales of section of things. Now, this right here, these two boxes, Tales of, well, I should say just this one, Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, is the first collector's edition I've ever collected. And Tales of Symphonia is, I would say, my favorite, if not in my top 5 favorite games of all time. It's the first Tales of game I ever played, and it's just a masterpiece in my opinion. Now the sequel to it is actually garbage. I I actually hate it. I can't believe they did Tales of Symphonia so dirty. But it is what it is. So this right here is the art book of Tales of Symphonia. And we got the game case, just normal game case. I think this was, yeah, everyone got this game case, whether you got the collector's edition or not. Then we got the little chibis. Oh no, this is the soundtrack, my bad. Yeah, great soundtrack. This is the chibis. I'll show you guys that in a bit. And of course, you know, every collector's edition's got a steel bookcase. This is a really nice steel bookcase. Yeah, I forget, Dawn of the New World or whatever that is called. I really did not enjoy that game. And then we have a little book. I think this is what happens after the second game. I can't remember. Again, I got this years ago. I read it years ago. I really cannot remember. But this is a very cool collector's edition. I'm happy that I got this. Now moving on to Tales of Zestiria collector's edition. Now I wasn't a huge fan of this game. It was a good game, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't Tales of Symphonia, you know. And I really didn't like the battle system. I mean, it wasn't bad, it's just I wasn't a huge fan of it. But it was fun. It was fun, I will say that. And you could already tell right off the bat, I mean, just the boxing of it. They didn't put as much effort in this collector's edition as Tales of Symphonia. You know, it's just a flimsy box already, but the stuff inside are cool. Like these keychains. They are pretty cool. And what else do we got here? I think we got the chibis. Yeah, these were nice. I really like these chibis. Then we got the Blu-ray disc. I think it was the opening scenes again. I can't really remember, it's a long time ago. But they did make an anime of this and I started to watch it. It was pretty good. And yes, the art book, of course. Yeah, this was a good art book as well. And of course, steel bookcase. I'm telling you guys, there's a ton of steel bookcases here. I'm not sure why there's a second disc holder in this. I think it's maybe if you want to put the Blu-ray disc. But yeah, it's a nice steel bookcase. And I think now I show you guys my chibis. Here is the Tales of Arise, the latest installment of the Tales of series. And right now, I did say Tales of Arise is my favorite. Sorry, I said Tales of Symphonia is my favorite, but Tales of Arise, man, it's like, it's almost neck and neck with Symphonia. It's that good. I was super, super impressed with this game. The visuals, the combat, the story, everything about it is amazing. Yeah, this was a very cool steel bookcase. The statue was amazing. It's really, really detailed. And of course, the art book. Again, this is a meaty art book. It's beautiful. I love spending money on this stuff. just a gorgeous game. If you guys haven't played it, again, this is highly recommended, man. Just hop into it. Even if it's your first Tales of game, like I think this is the game that will put Tales of on the map. You know, the Tales of series, I don't think many people know of it, or if they do know of it, they just don't jump in. And this is one of those games, if you pick it up, you're gonna fall in love with it. Now over here is just my window. Got some natural light going on over here. And of course I got a diffuser. You know, I like putting this on every once in a while just to have the room smelling nice and fresh. Then over here is my couch. And this is the reason why I can't put a lot of things in my game room, but I really like my couch. I really like having a couch in the room, especially that you see right here, it pulls out. So if I just want to watch a movie or whatever, I can just, you know, sit back and relax. Or if I game with my girlfriend, you know, we can just sit back and relax, enjoy our time. Another good thing about this couch is over here on the left side, we have, I can lift it up and use it for storage. Now right now it's kind of a graveyard in there full of like old consoles and stuff, but yeah, it's good to have. Definitely keep things more tidy in the room. Now over here we're gonna go through, not individually because there's a lot of stuff here, but we're gonna go through the rest of my my figures. So we're gonna start off with the God of War stuff. Steel bookcase, got a couple of the comics. This statue right here came from the collector's edition of the 2018 God of War, which is, oh god, such a good game. I can't wait for the sequel. And if you see Atreus' bow right there, there's actually supposed to be a string, but at the time, I had a cat. It was a kitten at the time, and he just kept going after that string, man. I lost it, and now it is what it is. We're moving on to the Dragon Ball Z side of things. I got a lot of stuff. All of this has either come from Comic-Con or friends. Oh, that Broly statues. Oh, it's so good. I love the Broly movie, the recent one. And of course, in the back there, you got the steel bookcase. You got some, you know, Goku action going on over here. Vegeta, again, my favorite character, is the best character. You can argue with me all you want, but you can't change my mind. He's the best character in the series by far. And of course, we got Shenron looking pretty cool over there. Another steel bookcase for, yeah, Xenoverse 2. Honestly, I played maybe 2 hours of Xenoverse 2 and that was it. I only got Xenoverse 2 for the Goku statue in the back there. But yeah, now moving on to my pop figures. You know, starting off with the Kingdom Hearts side of things. Got Sora, King Mickey, Shadow, and Pete. Man, Kingdom Hearts, such a good series. It's a mess, you know. If you played the games, you know it's a mess story-wise, but it's good. It's good. And over there is the Saint Space Pod and Space Pod, and we got, you know, Vegeta in there. And you see my camera as well, or my phone. Then we got, you know, Attack on Titan stuff over here. Great series. Can't wait for the final season. And then this corner over here is my corner of, I don't know what to do. I don't have enough of the series collection. So we got, you know, Godzilla, and we got My Hero Academia, Deku, and Bakugo. Now we're moving on to my LG C1 65-inch OLED TV. This is an absolute beast of a TV. It is, I'm saying it now, it's the best TV to come out of 2021. You can argue with me all you want, but it is the best in terms of motion, picture clarity, you know, colors, everything is perfect. Gaming, everything is perfect. And as you saw, I have the RGB strip in the back, and I can control that on my phone. If I want to, I could change it to whatever color I want to. It's not a fancy one or anything, it's just, you know, your regular strip. And over here we have what my TV is sitting on. It's something I got from my uncle. It's very nice. Got a glass top, and then on the sides, you know, you can hide your games, your DVDs, whatever you want. And we got the PS Vita over there on the middle shelf to the right, and we got my Nintendo 3DS. I have a lot of stuff, guys. Like it's organized mess is what I call it. You know, at the top I got my animes, and then the middle shelf I got my PlayStation 4 and 5 games, and the bottom is my Blu-rays and Nintendo and whatnot. But again, like I said, I'm in a limited amount of space, so I gotta do with what I have. And then we move on over to my consoles. You know, got the PS5, one of the lucky ones in the world. And then we got my Switch and GameCube. GameCube is one of my favorite consoles of all time. It's so good. It's one of the games that I'm actually playing on it now is, I don't know if you guys know this, Skies of Arcadia. That is one of my top 10 video games of all time. It's such a good game. On the left side here, we got my PS3 collection. There's a bunch more games in the back as well. There's 2 rows. Then the second shelf down, we got some just random games, GameCube games, PS2 games, PS1 games, and Switch games. And at the bottom is a mess of wires for my PSVR. VR is very cool, but man, just hooking it up and unhooking it is a pain in the butt. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be moving in the near future, and I'm going to be building my game room from the ground up, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with my videos, and I'll see you next time.